Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are all doing good. This is Anusha, lecturer in computer science from TSWRDC, Nagar Karnool. Today students, you are going to learn about linear data structures. Before going to our topic, let us have a glance on the basic topics. Students, what is data? Now, whenever I ask about what is data, I get an immediate answer as information. Then what is information, students? Daily we will use the two words data and information, but we don't know exactly the difference between data and information. Today we will learn the difference between data and information. Students, I want to calculate your aggregate. What shall I do if I want to calculate your aggregate? Now I have to take your 6 subject marks. Whatever the 6 subjects are there, I have to take them individually, sum them, next I have to find out the average. What is the information I want here? The information is that aggregate. I am not bothered about anything. I want just information as your aggregate. Now from where I am getting this information? This information that I got is from the data, that is the 6 subjects what we are having. See, from the definition we have, it is a observation, measurements or facts. Now what is information? The process form of data. How did I get the information here? Whatever the data elements I have there, all those data elements here, I have processed them and formed into the information. Next students, coming to the definition of the data structure. See here students, I have come with a spice box. Don't get confused that in data structures why I am using a spice box here. See here students, each elements in the data structures, everything is arranged very sequentially and in an order. If I want to take an element, I can easily take an element, and if I want to put back an element, it is very easy for me to put back the element because everything is neatly arranged. In the same way, our data structures also, all the data elements are arranged neatly, so that when we want to take an element from the data structures, we can take it easily, and if we want to keep back, here data structure is a specialized format for organizing, processing, retrieving and storing of data. Why it is like that? Because it is in some format and in some sequence. Now students, let's have the classification. Now students, this makes a major role in your exam view because whatever the 2 sentences you are framing for your definition, it is taken from this classification itself. I highly recommend you all to note down this classification. Now this data structure is divided into 2 parts. The first one is the primitive, the next one is the non-primitive. Now what is the meaning of primitive, students? Here primitive is the basic part. What is this basic? This is whatever the data elements are present in the primitive. These are already known to the compiler. Compiler is fed with this primitive data structures. Without these primitive data structures, we cannot have a compiler. So what is the meaning of this non-primitive data structures? These are derived from the primitive data structures. Now this non-primitive again classified into linear and non-linear. Today our topic is students, linear data structures. We have static and dynamic part. Now what is static and what is dynamic? Here usually what we say, static is a fixed part and dynamic. What is fixed and what is varying here? The varying part is the size of the data elements. In the static, whatever the data elements we are taking, those will be fixed. And dynamic, here this is very important. The dynamic, what happens means the size will be varying. Here in the static part, we have the arrays. Students, whatever the arrays concept is there, in next session you are going to learn this in detail. Today we will learn about dynamic data structures. Here in this one we have the linked list, stacks and queue. Before going that, we will learn the definitions of the linear and non-linear data structures. Students, will have with an example this linear data structures. Every morning you stand in a line for your assembly. How do you stand, students? You have some sequence, right? Without any sequence, can you stand wherever you want in the assembly? That is not recommended in our assemblies. Now whatever the sequence you are standing, that is called the linear data structures, means you are having some particular sequence. Now what is the non-linear data structure? Students, every night we look into the sky. What all we see on the sky? We have stars and moon. How does the stars look like? They are in some groups. Now, whenever we want to count them, students, most of us has counted the stars, right? I too has tried counting the stars, but it is very difficult to count them. Why? Because they are in large groups. I cannot count them. Now, whatever the structure is there, that is non-linear data structure. Students, you got an idea about linear and non-linear? Linear is the sequence fashion and non-linear is that it does not have any sequence. Now, coming to the arrays, just we'll have a glance on arrays. Now, from the chart, what we can say, students, array is a linear data structure and the second one is that it is a static part. Now, look into the structure. Now, this is the array, students. What is the meaning of static? I told the static is that the size will be fixed. Here, what is the size, students? 4. Whenever we are initializing the size as 4, this will not be changed. Now, one more thing important in this is, if I want to enter integers, in this one, I can enter only integers itself. I cannot enter any type of data elements. Means only homogeneous data are to be inserted into the array. Now, what all the definition we can have here? It is a linear data structure and second one is the static and it consists of the fixed size and it consists of homogeneous elements. Now, coming to our linked list. All these are the dynamic. Now, what is the first definition of linked list, students? It is a linear data structure because all the elements are in sequence. Now, next coming to the next definition is, it is dynamic. Now, students, let's first learn the structure of the linked list. After that, we'll go into the concept. Now, students, did you ever travel by train? Yes, most of us has traveled by train. Did you ever look at the structure? How does it look like? Yes, tell me the structure, students. First, we have an engine. Next, we have coaches. Yes or no, students? We have coaches. Did you how does it linked here? We have some links. Did you ever look at the last part of the train? How does it look like? We have some mark. Yes, exactly. Our linked list also looks like this structure, but it is not the principle. For your understanding part, I am explaining this one. Now, the linked list consists of nodes. Whatever boxes here we are seeing, these are the nodes. Each node is divided into 2 parts. And the first part is called the head part. And here all these 3 are called as nodes. These nodes carry the data elements. Here the 2 parts are divided. The first part is called the data part. And this one is the data part. And here this one is also the data part. The first part, whatever it is, the data is carried. Now, what is the need for the next one? Here we have links, right? How can we link the nodes here? Here we have the address of this node. How can we link these 2 nodes? By storing the address of this node. Here we have the address of here. Initial we can take 100, 200 and 300. What is the address of this node, students? 200. It is stored here. What is the address of this node, students? It is 300. It will be stored here. Now, coming to here. What does this cross mark shows? It shows that it is null. Why we are saying that it is null, students? Yes. Do we have any node at the next to store the address? No. That's why what do we say here? This one is null. Means at the till the end it is finished. See here, we'll have the structure of the linked list. The first one is the head, data and next part, data and next part. At the last it is showing the null. What is the meaning of null? It does not have any node at the next. Now, what does the link carries here? Link does the whatever the links are there, they are connected to the nodes. Now, students, we have different types of linked list: simple linked list, double linked list, and circular link. We will learn each and everything in detail. Now, we'll see the basic operations of this linked list. We have 2 basic operations, that is insertion and deletion. Now, these are the insertion and deletion. First, we'll learn the simple linked list. Now, see here, students, this whatever the simple linked list is there, it is only in one direction. simple or single. What is the meaning of single, students? It is in only one way. Now see here, this is our single linked list. And what did I say? Each node is divided into two parts. And here we have data part. And here we have the address of this node. Here we have the address of this node. At the last, we don't have anything. So we will provide a null. Now first one is insertion operation. Insertion operation we can perform anywhere, at the front or at anywhere or at the end. Now I want to insert a node here between the data element 2 and 3. First what I have to do? First I have to create a node. Yes, how many parts does a node consist of? It consists of two parts. It's a data part and the address part. I will put some data here. Now how I have to have the link between these two? Simply what I have to do means I have to have a link between these two. Here this node is connected to this one, students, and whatever this node is there, this is directly connected here. In this way we are going to insert an element into a single linked list. Did you understand, students? Next we have the deletion operation. What is the deletion operation? We'll simply remove a node from the list. How we have to do? If I want to remove this data element, I want to remove this node. What I will do? What is the meaning of last node here? How we will represent? The address part is null. Simply what I will do means I will provide here null. What it indicates, students? When I provide null here, automatically the link between these two nodes will be detected. Okay, detached. That is how you are going to delete a node. Did you understand about the single linked list, students? Next, we will move on to the circular linked list. Now, what is the difference between single and circular, students? Now, in the single linked list, what happens? The node, whenever it ends, it is empty. But in circular linked list, what is the meaning of circle? It does not have any starting or ending here. Does not have any null elements here. Yes, see this way. We have 3 nodes, students. Nodes are divided into this one and here. Now, in the single linked list, what I have done? I don't have any node at the next. So, what I have done? Simply a null value. But here, what is that we are having? Circular linked list. So, this one is connected to the first one. Here, we'll have the address of the first one. That is, it is making as a circle. This is a circular linked list. Now, what the two operations will perform here? Insertion and deletion. Now, students, I want to insert a node here. What I will do? First, I will create a node. Here the data part and here the address part. Simply what I will do? First, I'll give a connection to this one. Previously, this was head, right? Whatever the first element is there, that is the head. I will connect to this one. Now, in the circular linked list, what I have done? This node is connected to the previous head. Yes, but now what is that new node I have created? This one is a new node what I have created. What I will do? I will simply give a address to this one. What I will store the address here, students, of this one. This is how we are going to insert a new node into the circular linked list. Next, now moving to the deletion operation. Now, if I want to delete this node, what I will do? In the single linked list, what I have done, students? Simply I have put a cross mark. Null means I have taken the address, but here we have an exception that it has to reach to the first node. Simply what I will do? Here I will take out the connection between these two. So what I will give here? Whatever the connection is there, I will remove. Here I will provide the address of this first node. Here this is how we are going to delete the last node. Now, coming to the double linked list, students. Now, in the circular linked list and single linked list, what is the difference here in double linked list? The nodes are having only 2 parts. Now, this one is very important, students. You make many mistakes here itself. The double linked list, the node have 3 parts. Whatever in single linked list and circular linked list, what does we have? The node had only 2 parts. What are the 2 parts? The first one is the data part and the second one is the address part. But what is that? We are having the extra thing here. Here we are having the node consists of 3 parts. 3 parts. Now, here this one is the data part. Here this one is the data part and this one is the data part. Now initially what we have here, this is the link and here we will have the previous link. Initially what we had only the next link. Here we are providing also the previous link. Here we are having the next link. Yes, again we are having the previous link, students, here. Now here do we have any node here, students? No. To store the address here, so simply what I will put a null mark. And here do we have, students, any node here at the next? No, it doesn't have any node. Simply what I will put, it is a null. This is the structure of the double linked list, students. Now we will learn first how to insert an node. Now if I want to insert a node here, first what I have to do, students, I have to create a node with how many parts? 3 parts. Here we have the data. Now what is the difference here, students? Here we have the next link and previous link. Simply what I have to do here, next link, and here I have to provide a previous link. Next, here also what I am doing, here next link I am providing, and here what I have to do, again the previous. This is how we are going to insert any element. Now if I want to delete a node, see, this one is a node I want to delete. Simply what I have to do, I have to put a null mark here. What happens if I put here null mark? Means it is showing the address that no node is present at the end. This is the last node. So simply it gets deleted, students. This is how the single, double and circular linked list work. Now coming to the stack, students. Now we'll have the principle. First, if we understand the principle, we can understand our concept. Now most probably we will go for parties. Now in the parties, the most interesting thing is that food section, students. In the food section, did you ever see the pile of plates, students? How they look? Yes, a pile of plates are one after the other. If I want to take a plate, from where I will take the plate? From the top of the stack. Now if I want to place back the plate, where I will place? I will place back at the top itself. The principle here is LIFO. Keep in mind the students, LIFO, last in first out. Now students, here what is the two operations we are having here is push and pop. Push is inserting the element into the stack is push, deleting the element from the stack is pop. Where these two operations are performed, they are performed on the top. Insertion and deletion both are performed at the top of the stack itself, means at only one end, students. Now see here, we'll see with an example, students. I want to insert 1, 2 and 3. Initially this is the stack what I have. Now I want to insert 1. Here I will insert. Next 2 comes here. Next 3. How many ends the operation is performing? Only at one end. Now which one is inserted last? This 3 is inserted last. So LIFO, last in. And if I want to remove an element, which element I have to remove first? Shall I remove 1? I cannot remove, students, because 3 is there and 2 is there. So what I will do? First I will remove 3. Next 2. Next 1. It is in a reverse order. It is coming in a reverse order, as it is performing the last in first out order. And what are the two operations we have here? Push and pop. What is push? Inserting the elements is push, deleting the elements is pop. Where are these two operations are performing? At the top itself. Now students, coming to our last data structure, that is queue. Now what is the queue, students? Yes, we all know what is the queue. When we are standing in a line, we say that it is a queue. One day I have come to your college and I told that I am distributing sweets to you all, and I told that you all to stand in a line. You all stood in a line. To whom I have to distribute the sweet first? Yes, to the first person who is standing I have to distribute. But I have went somewhere, I distributed to somewhere. The first girl will definitely come and kick me, because she'll tell that I am the first person and you're not giving me. I'll not do that thing, that students. But the first person who is coming, I will give her first. And who will go out of the line first? The first person who has taken the sweet, that person will go out the first. Here the principle is FIFO. first in, first out. The person who has come in first, he will go out. Now here we have two operations, students. Insertion and deletion. Insertion and deletion are done at two ends, front and rear. At the rear end, we are going to insert the elements, and at the front end, we are going to delete the elements. Now see here, we have some elements, 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 1 I have inserted. Yes, this is the front end. Here, this will be our front, and here again it will be our rear. Why, students, why I am telling that it is a front and it is rear, students? Because here only one element is there to be inserted, and here we have only one element to be deleted. This is the front and this is the rear. Next element I want to insert. Where I have to insert? What did I say? Where the element is inserted? It is inserted at the rear end itself. So the pointer moves here. Now which one will be our rear, student? This one will become our rear. And which is the next element I have to insert? 2. Next one. After that, what is the next element I have? 3. And where is our rear now? Here. I have to move my pointer here. I will insert here. Next one. What is that rear end here? This one. Now what is the empty one here? This is the one where I have to insert. I have inserted 4. Now the front will be here itself, students. Why? Because from here only, this is the first element we have inserted. That's why it should be deleted first. In any case, this element should be deleted first. Now we will see how we are going to delete. Now first, which is the element has entered first here? Here 1 has come inside. So 1 will be deleted. Now what all things we have? 2, 3, 4. That's it. Now this will be empty, students, because whatever the element to be inserted, where to be inserted? Here in this place. Next one, I want to delete 2. I have deleted 2. Where we are deleting, students? At the front end itself. Where we are inserting the element? At the rear end. 3 and 4. This is how I have deleted. Next one is the 3. I will remove 3 and 4 comes here. This is how we are going to delete the elements. Yes, students, from the chart itself, what is the definition of the queue? We can say it is a linear data structure. What is the second one? It is dynamic in nature. And now what are the two ends we are having here? Front and rear. What is front? It is used for deleting the elements. What is rear end? It is used for inserting it. How many ends we are using, students? This is very important. 2 ends, front and rear. But when we are using the stack, what is that? How many ends we have used? Only one end. That is the top itself. That is the difference between stack and queues. Now, students, what is the uses of linear data structures? Why we have to learn this data structures, linear data structures? Students, I told in the beginning that when you're standing in a line, it is very easy for me to count y'all. But when you're in a groups, can I count y'all? Never, I cannot count. When you are in a sequence, it takes me less time to count y'all. But when you're in a groups, can I count you? It takes some time. So the main important use of this linear data structure is that it has less complexity and less space. Means whatever the data elements we are taking from that one, it is very easy. It takes less time, less space, so that these are very important than non-linear data structures. Students, look into this. I have some real life examples. This one I have connected to the real life. Students, here you can see a cassette, CDs, MP3 players, bangles and a printer. Students, how this cassette works? Now it has a large reel. Now the songs are fed into it, one after the other, one after the other. The songs are fed into it. Now when we are playing the songs, what happens means when it reaches the end, it will stop playing. This one I have related to the single linked list. In single linked list, what we are doing, students? It is a single way, after one after the other. When it has come to end, it is showing the null. This one I have related to the single linked list. Now see the compact disc. It is in a circular way. When I place it in a CD, what happens? It will going on playing. Now when it reaches the end, again what happens? It comes back to the first song and plays again. This I have related to the circular linked list, students. Why? Because in a circular linked list, what happened? Now whenever it reaches the last end, again it is connected to the first. It is connected to our circular linked list. Now see here, we have an MP3 player. Now in the figure itself, we can have the previous and back. If I want to move to the next song, I can go easily. If I want to the previous one, I can go previously. Now this one I have linked to the double linked list. In the double linked list, what we are going, students? We have the previous link and the next link. It is very easy for us, right? Now see the bangles. Now when we are wearing the bangles, here one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Now if I want to remove a bangle, what I will do? Which one is entered last, inserted last, that will be removed first. Means it is having the principle of LIFO. Last in, whichever the bangle I have inserted at the last, that is removed first. This one I have applied it to the stack, and here we are having the printer, students. Now if I have given hundreds of prints, which one will be printed first, students? The print what I have given first, that will be printed first. Next one, hundreds of print means as it is, they'll not be printed. What I will do? One after the other, one after the other, one after the other, it will be printed. And it maintains a queue, and which one was first printed, it will come out till the end. Students, here I have an assignment for you. Look around, students. We have so many objects, and for that we can connect to our subject so that we can understand them very easily. Now students, here I have some sample questions for your students, because so that whatever you have learned till now, you can understand them properly. And what all the questions you are having, students, most of them will be for your competitive exams. Don't take it that it is a simple question, but when you look at the options, it will might be very confusing, students, for you all. Now stack is also called as, options are last in first out, first in first out, last in last out, first in first out. Here stack is also called as, the principle they are asking, last in first out principle. Next one, what is that? We have inserting an element in the stack when stack is not full. Students, you know the answer here, but the question is very confusing for you all. So when you're answering the questions, what you have to do, you have to understand them twice, read them twice, so that you'll get the answer. Here what they are asking means, when if you want to insert the element, what is that term called? Push. If you want to delete an element, what is the term called? Pop. That is what the second question. Next one, students, here we have a question is a pile in which items are added at one end and removed from the other end. Where did we learn this one? Two ends here. When we have learned about queue, what we have learned here? Two ends we are having, front and rear. Front end we are going to insert the elements. Rear end, what we are going? We are going to delete the elements. You can have another question in this way, students. Here stack, how many ends we have? Only one end. Students, this is the important one. Next one, which of the following data structure can't store non-homogeneous data elements? Students, this question is very confusing. Now see here they are saying that can't store. They are not selling that store non-homogeneous. They are saying that can't store. There is a difference between can't store and store. Arrays, what did I say? They will store the homogeneous data elements. Here what is they are saying that can't store the non-homogeneous data. Here what we can say? Arrays. Arrays is a linear data structure, students, and it is a static part. What is the meaning of static? The size whatever it is fixed. Now students, with this I have completed the session, students. You from the beginning we have seen the data structures definition and some of the linear data structure with some examples. With this I will conclude today's session. Let us meet in the next session, students. Thank you.